Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you guys how to make these type of patterns. These are called Zentangle doodles or patterns. So these are just some of the very few ones that I've made and created. Some of these are references from pictures and videos that I've seen, but others are my own creation. But you guys are welcome to copy any of these if you guys like. I will be showing you guys how to make one like this one without all the patterns, so it would be more like this one. So for this project, I am going to be using a black sheet of paper. You can use a regular sheet of paper. It doesn't really matter. All you need is a piece of paper, a pencil, or a pen, whatever you want. So for this pattern, all you need to do is draw a square. It doesn't have to be perfect. So once you have your square, all you're going to do is divide it into equal sections. You don't have to be completely equal. Some of your lines can be crooked like mine. They don't have to be all perfect. So you do an X and then you draw another X, but the other way. So once you have that down, you have to make a decision. Do you want to go outwards or do you want to go inwards? So for this one, I'm going to go outwards because I like how it creates a flower effect. So you start at the center and go out. But as you go out, you will start to go outwards from this line here. So you start close to the line, and as you go further out, you start to come out. And then where you left off, you do it again. So you start close to the line, and as you go further out, you start to go out. And you do that again. In and out. And you keep repeating that pattern. Your lines don't have to be completely perfect. It is fine. In my opinion, they look better when the lines are all shaky. But you could achieve a more formal pattern if you do keep the lines straight. So you just keep going. And make sure you start where you left off. And you do that. You start thin up here, and then as you go down or further, you open the line up. Now here's the final result. For this project, I used a Jelly Roll in 08, but you could in theory also use a 05 for details. Now I will show you what you can do with the 05 with one of my failed attempts of doing this Zentangle. But remember that Zentangle is a form of art used to untangle all of your stress, or just untangle. So here's one of my failed attempts, but even though I call it a failed attempt, it actually looks quite nice. Every form of line creates a different shape. So even if you mess up here and there, you'll still have a pretty unique shape in the end. So I'm gonna go in with the Jelly Roll in 05 to see if I can make some details like the ones I've made in the previous attempts, like this one. So with the 05, I'm going to see if I can do some form of shading. Although this is in white, so we might get a different effect. So I'm thinking I'll make these parts lighter by adding some lines. It's kind of hard to tell where do I have to add them because of how inconsistent this one is, but that's just something that I did and had to go through to learn from my errors. after doing one error here, I realized what I was doing wrong, and I fixed it in the one that I showed you guys. So if you guys get something wrong, just try again and try to find what caused you to get it wrong. Was it because you did it the wrong way, or was it because you forgot where you started and ended? So I think in theory this would look nice. I don't quite like this side, but you can always cut it and use it as a sticker. So I'm gonna keep going, and then at the end I'm gonna cut it out if I can, because this is the back of the one I showed you guys. So you're just using this as shading in a way, although light would be more useful for highlights. So I think I'm gonna leave it there and cut it in half like that. I might add a little bit of more detailing here. So I'm not able to cut this one in half because this one is in the back of the one that I showed you guys how to make. So I'm gonna cut out this one and put it in my sketchbook, and then show you all the other ones that I did. So after cutting, I was left with this. So I'm gonna put it, or find somewhere to put it. I have my sketchbook, but I don't think I have enough room for this one. So it's basically completely full except for these spaces here where I could fit in a couple of other triangles. But I just wanted to show you guys that you can just do any sort of patterns and come up with your own just out of nowhere. Some of these I copied, some of these I came up with, but here are just some examples of what you can do. So of course my favorite are the two at the bottom, this one and this one. And I quite like this one because it reminds me of a 4-leaf clover. So here's the one we made, and here's the one I referenced. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will leave all the tools and all the things that I used in this video in the description, as well as other things that you may want to know about, for example the sketchbook. So make sure to like and subscribe and share to your friends.